The AMA United States Motocross Nationals, presented by Honda.
From Troy, Ohio, it's the Voice in Racing, Scott USA, Dunlop Tire, Wazoo Radio, 250 and 125 National Motocross Championship. Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Huffman. With 11,000 fans here today at Troy, Ohio, turning out for the showdown between Jeff Ward and Jeff Stanton, and a battle between Jean-Michel Bayle and Guy Cooper in the 125 class. It is a hot and humid day. Guy Cooper looking good, second to Bayle going into this race. How do you see today's racing? We asked him earlier.
It's really going to be a three-way battle. With Bayle pulling off a lot of wins at the beginning and stretching out a big lead, everyone was talking Bayle this and Bayle that. But I've pulled into with 9 points of him, and Kudrowski's only two races or one race behind, two motos. And Kudrowski's strong throughout the whole year. Every race he's good at, so we can't really count him out. I know the big battle is between me and Bayle in the front-running place, but it's really going to be a three-way battle all the way to the end. And I feel like the hot weather, the 90-plus degree weather, is going to be beneficiary to me, and not so good on Bayle because he seems to fade towards the end of the hot weather.
In the Honda camp, Bayle admitted he had problems the previous week.
Yeah, I make a mistake last week. I had two bad start, and I was very fast in the first moto, but in the second moto, when I come back, I crash and crash very hard. So I finished 7th. It's a bad day, but you know, 125 is very long, so everybody can make a mistake. And make my last week, I hope to do not more. And so what I have to do is try to ride more fast I can and try to win.
Does the hot weather have an effect? Is it wearing you down?
Yeah, but for the couple of first race, it was very bad for me. But right now, it's okay because after 3 weeks now, we ride every week in a heat. So now it's no problem.
But regardless of Bayle's comments, the people who are in the pits and watching the riders get ready feel the heat and the humidity will be a factor. There's the great white hope for Suzuki, Guy Cooper, who comes into this race just 9 points behind Bayle. And the chicken man, Jeff Matasevich, number 20. This guy is so tough that when he goes camping, the bears tie their foot up in the trees. And Bayle and the other riders ready to do battle here today on this very tough Troy, Ohio course. Matasevich has had problems with the heat in the past. Talking with Jeff Ward, both these guys are in the hunt, although Matasevich is quite a ways down on points. But Wardy hopes to win a national championship today, and the only person that's standing between him and that national #1 title, another one, is Jeff Stanton. So we're set to go for the first 125 moto of the day. A $15,000 purse. 112 entries here at Troy, Ohio. The first 125 moto, 30 minutes plus 2 laps. Look at the long line of motorcycles lined up, and they will be heading close to 65 miles an hour at the end of that extremely long straightaway. The riders to watch: Bayle, number 22, Cooper, number 4, Kudrowski, who is more or less out of the hunt, number 1. And then they go into the first turn. It's a Honda in front. Yes, it's Bayle in front. Jean-Michel Bayle, but he's passed by 2 riders. A Yamaha goes out in front. A Suzuki running second. Bayle right in the hunt. And they're coming back into camera range of our Power Sports video crew, and now out of our range again. These are 125cc, 1/8 liter rocket ships. Liquid cool and incredibly long suspension on each one of these bikes. They come around again. It is Bayle battling. No, it is Antunez. It is Buddy Antunez of Ontario, California, rider going down. Antunez battling Bayle for the lead. And there's Kudrowski running about 6th spot. No, wait, he's way back. He's about 9th or 10th. The national champion has not had a good year so far this year. This is round 7 of 13 rounds of the 125 National Championship. And it is Bale coming up through the woods, with Antunez, number 60, just in front of Bale, out of our sight. And here comes Antunez battling Bale for the lead. Buddy Antunez, a teenager from Ontario, California, on a Pro-Am Support Suzuki. That means he gets a certain amount of money, but not much, and a mechanic and a bike. It's part of Suzuki's plan to put a whole lot of relatively untested riders, green riders with a lot of potential, into the fray in hopes of winning championships. And it's worked. They've done a good job. But right now, Antunez has got one of the top riders in the world on his back tire, and that's Bale, the former 125 and 250 world champion, who said at the beginning of this year, said, I'm going to go to America and race the Yanks. And he's done extremely well. He's leading the 125 championship into this round 7 by 9 points. There's Cooper, the rider who's 9 points behind him. He's running about 4th. Here comes Bale on the outside. He will stalk Antunez. Antunez, just a teenager. Bale, 21 years old, out of France, born in Manosque, France, now living in Redondo Beach, California. So Antunez on a Suzuki Pro-Am RM 125 in front, and Bale, he goes around the outside. Antunez tries to hold the Suzuki. Yes, he cuts him off. Antunez has never won a national championship. He's never won a national moto, but he's gotten a lot better lately. Now Bale goes to the outside, checking the different lines over the jumps. Double jumps beautifully. They get into the rough stuff. The riders will tell you that Bale is tricky in the tight, slow parts of the track. He's extremely good. He's a master. Whereas the Americans tend to shine in the faster parts of the track. Antunez, number 60, Ontario, California. Out in front. Bale stalking him now, kind of playing with him. Bale on the outside, Antunez on the inside, and there you go. Bale's got it. Takes over the lead. Goes by him like a snake oil salesman of the night. So now the crowd's attention turns to Guy Cooper, who's running about 4th at this point. And Bale is motoing away from Antunez. Kudrowski mid-pack. 30 minutes plus 2 laps. Look at the lead Bale has got. And here comes Cooper. The 12,000 fans, or 11,000 fans here today would like to see a battle between Cooper and Bale. They've had some knockdown, drag-out fights over this season. There's Cooper. He's a flashy rider, mid-20s, Stillwater, Oklahoma. And he's one of the crowd favorites here at Troy, Ohio. A lot of motocross here. Home state of veteran announcer Larry Myers, a colleague of mine, Ohio. Jean-Michel Bale, 6'1", likes mountain climbing, snow skiing, and surfing when he is not racing a motorcycle. You're watching Sports Channel coverage of AMA National Motocross every Sunday night at 9:30 Eastern Time. I'm Larry Huffman on the microphone, and look at the lead Bale has got. Holy Toledo. He could stop for dinner and still win this race. Now there comes second place. At this point, we believe that is Antunez. And we are wrong. It is Cooper. He's gone into second and closing now on Bale. Guy Cooper is tougher than a $2 steak. His wife, a very attractive young blonde, a very devout born-again Christian. They are out of the Bible Belt of Stillwater, Oklahoma. Cooper took me aside one time at the Coliseum and said, you know, you say that my wife's a born-again Christian. I'm a Christian, but I'm not a fanatic about it. And there he is, Cooper, being a fanatic about going after Bale. Rider down, 262. That's a lower-ranked rider. One of the local riders is denoted by the 3 digits. 282. That's Chris Neal of Hollister, California. Shoei Suzuki. It's hot and it's humid. I mentioned it earlier. They watered the track extremely well. It's a triple jump that he takes with the greatest of ease. And here's Cooper. Has got a bad start, mediocre start. Fought his way up to to second place. Talked to Kit Palmer earlier of Cycle News. He said they are up 3,000 spectators from last year. Kudrowski now in third, number 1. Mike Kudrowski on the factory Honda, Bale's teammate, has fought his way up to third. So Kit says they're up 3,000 here at Troy, and they're very happy about that. 11,000 spectators through the gate on a beautiful but warm Sunday, July 29th, here in Troy, Ohio. The voice in racing, Scott USA, Dunlop, Wazoo Radio. I like saying that. 125, 250 National, and here's the white flag. And Cooper is in second, number 4. Chasing Bale. At a time like this, Cooper will just sit there in second. He knows Kudrowski is behind him, and Bale has got a tremendous lead, a virtually unsurmountable lead in front. So Cooper will sacrifice, try to go for the lead, and will take second. At a time like this, you watch Bale, and you watch how he takes the jumps, how he positions his body, uses body English to change the level, the angle of the bike in midair. And there's second place Cooper. So far back, he's almost in another zip code. And Kudrowski is still out of our sight. There's Kudrowski, who's coming over the hill behind us. Jean-Michel Bale, 6'1", 155 pounds. He wheelies across the line. He's not too happy about that. Here comes Cooper. He takes second. The crowd happy about that. At least he got second. There's Dave Arnold, the brilliant manager of Honda, talking to Bale. Cooper second, Kudrowski on the Honda third, and Jeff Matasevich, the chicken man, fourth on the Kawasaki. So that sets the stage for the second moto coming up a little later. We've got the first 250 moto. That's going to be a barn burner.
It's going to be real hot today, so I think being in shape is going to be a good factor. And I've shown before at Redbud and a few other races that I wore those guys down. So hopefully that's in their mind. And you know, I just got to do what it takes. I just got to, you know, I can't give up no matter what. You know, I'll pass out before I give up. Hopefully, you know, I get off the start I did, you know, that race and just wear them down. You know, I need to Stanton to get a couple thirds, and he's going to be tough today.
Well, I feel confident. You know, 9 points is 9 points. Jeff's riding real well. It's going to be some good racing out here today. Troy's in a good place for it, so I guess the best man will come out on top today.
Well, Ward says, I'll pass out before I give up, and Stanton says, I'm confident. It's the stage is set for the national championship on the line here today at Troy, Ohio. There's Johnny O'Mara, shot just a moment ago of Ricky Johnson and a couple of superstars in motocross that may be right at their peak or just past their peak. Let's look at the standings going into this final round. Stanton, the leader, by 9 points over Ward. Mike LaRocco in third. Damon Bradshaw in fourth. And O'Mara, the veteran, in fifth spot. So Wardy with a 9-point lead over, or check that, Stanton with a 9-point lead over Wardy, as Ricky Johnson has some fun there, joking with the other riders. There's Wardy coming up the line. It is a do-or-die situation for the young man from San Juan Capistrano, California. And Stanton, the #1 plate, 2 bikes over from him, as we are set to go for the national championship, the final round here at Troy, Ohio. I said earlier, a $15,000 purse. That is only for the 250 class, $10,000 for the 125 class. And here we go. Is it going to be Wardy or is it going to be Stanton off the line first? There they go. And the next to last moto of the year underway. They fly down the straightaway. It is O'Mara. Holy Toledo. O'Mara, Bradshaw running third. Johnny O'Mara, the Osho on the factory Kawasaki, is out in front. O'Mara was signed by team manager Roy Turner after leaving Suzuki, and Turner says, I don't have much money to pay you, but I'll give you a bike, the best mechanics in the business, the best bike in racing, and if you win, we'll pay you a lot of money. So O'Mara took the challenge, and he is out in front. And look at this crowd rush over to watch O'Mara. Remember, he won the USGP, the 125 GP, at Mid-Ohio, here in Ohio, 10 years ago on the Mugen Honda, and stunned the world of motocross. A privateer on a Mugen Honda winning a GP in 1980. So Johnny O'Mara is out in front. Bradshaw chasing him, also chasing him. Mark Musselman, number 510 on a KTM. But it is Johnny O'Mara in front. There's Musselman in second on the white KTM. And there is Damon Bradshaw, just turned 18 10 days ago. But it is the O-Show in front, and suddenly it's 1980. Look at the lead he's got. Musselman second, Bradshaw third, and that looks like Wardy and Stanton moving up behind. So we are ready for the showdown, the battle between Stanton and Ward, and Stanton with a 9-point lead going into this moto. Wardy says he's got to finish third or worse, and I've got to win. Now Ward's gone to second, and Stanton's in third. Johnny O'Mara on the Kawasaki. Bradshaw got past right there. Kawasaki mounted O'Mara in front. Wardy in second spot also on the Kawasaki, and Jeff Stanton in third on the Honda. 30 minutes plus 2 laps on a hot and muggy day. $15,000 purse, but believe me, Ward and Stanton aren't even thinking about the money. They want the championship, and it is on the line here today on a beautiful muggy day in Central Ohio. The Boyson Racing Scott USA Dunlop Wazoo Radio, I love that name, National Championship. And the question at this point, ladies and gentlemen, is how long can O'Mara hold off Ward? And more importantly, how long can he hold off Stanton? Because if Ward goes by, O'Mara's orders will be block Stanton at all costs. Kawasaki wants the national championship. They want to take it away from Stanton. Number 9, O'Mara in front. Number 3, Wardy in second. And number 1 in third spot is Stanton. Ward finished third in the Nationals last year. Stanton won it. Johnny O in front. Wardy number 3 in second. Stanton number 1 in third. And that looks like Damon Bradshaw number 8 on the Yamaha in fourth. The track watered earlier, heavily watered, and now it is drying out rapidly, and the dust becoming a little bit of a factor. Look at Ward. He's not going to do anything stupid. Goes the inside, and he's got it. He's got O'Mara. So now O'Mara's job is to block Stanton. Jeff Ward is out in front. Now O'Mara looks behind him. There comes Stanton on the outside. O'Mara cuts over and shuts it over. O'Mara, a seasoned veteran, almost runs into the... Stanton almost runs into the rear wheel of O'Mara, and there's Stanton going by. And O'Mara's going to try to block him over the jumps. It is the blood red Honda against the lime green Kawasaki, and Stanton goes by O'Mara. O'Mara trying to block him on the inside. O'Mara, 29 years old, trying to block a much younger Stanton. Stanton, they tangle handlebars, and Stanton takes over second. And look at the crowd cheer him on. Jeff Stanton from Sherwood, Michigan, just north of here, and Ward, originally from Scotland, living in California since he was a baby. Tough break for Kawasaki and Ward. If Stanton could have been held off by O'Mara and held in third and Ward won, it would throw the championship points wide open. But now Ward has got to hold off Stanton and hope that something happens. They are coming up on lap riders already, ladies and gentlemen. They've set a blistering pace. O'Mara early and then started to fade. O'Mara, a triathlete. Wardy runs a lot, but not quite into the swimming and the bicycling as far as O'Mara is. There it is, human pogo sticks on steeds of steel, bouncing through the air. Number 3, Wardy, and number 1, Stanton. And a 9-point lead Stanton has over Ward in this first 250 moto. This is for all the marbles. This is the last race of the season in the 250 class, the final round. And somebody will walk out of here today with a number 1 plate. It will be either Wardy or Stanton. And Stanton is going after Ward. Jeff Ward, the flying flea from Mission Viejo, now living in a palatial estate in San Juan Capistrano, California, out in front. And Jeff Stanton, the Sherwood, Michigan native, trying to reel him in. It is Wardy and Stanton. At 11,000 fans here at Troy, Ohio, cheering on their favorite rider. O'Mara sitting in the middle of this battle, or actually right behind Stanton now, in the middle of the top 5. But Wardy is trying to hold off Stanton as we go down to the checkered flag. And can he do it? And there's Bradshaw trying to move up also. That's Keith McCarty waving on Bradshaw, saying, go after him, you're still not out. And here comes O'Mara. O'Mara now dropped to 4th. Bradshaw got by him. That's number 17, Larry Ward, on the factory Suzuki, back also in the top 5. But the crowd's attention is focused on the battle up in front. Ricky Johnson, there's a rider that is trying to come back after some debilitating injuries. Rick Johnson, who was on top just a couple of years ago. Wardy, who's had the battles with Johnson in the past, has now got to contend with Jeff Stanton. But Wardy's in front. Can he hold on to the lead? No! Ward goes down! A tough break and a muddy turn, a right-hand turn, and Stanton goes by. Whoa, what a lucky break for Stanton. Ward gets up, had problems getting the bike started, and he's in second place, and Stanton is on his way to victory. What a tough break for Wardy, and the crowd stunned. Wardy in second. That's a lap rider between them. Can he reel Stanton in? If he can, you're going to see one heck of a race. Apparently the bike, just the front wheel just washed out in a muddy right-hand turn. Jeff apparently suffered brain fade, and he went down, and Stanton went by him. And now Jeff Stanton is in control and looking for his back-to-back national championship in the 250 class. So Jeff Stanton on the gas, but there's still time for Ward to reel him in if he can. They come up on traffic. The dust becoming more and more of a factor here at Troy. There's Stanton, and here comes Ward. You can just barely see him back there in second spot as they come into traffic. And Stanton goes around the three-digit riders, trying to put them between he and Ward. Human shields. To quote Saddam Hussein, that's what Stanton is using. He's trying to use the slower riders as blockers for Ward in second. Stanton riding at 110%. White flag coming out. Can Wardy reel him in? 1 lap to go. There goes Ward by. Damon Bradshaw running third behind a couple of back markers. But the battle is between Jeff Stanton, number 1, and number 3, Jeff Ward. And they were in the final lap of the first 250 moto here at Troy, Ohio. 11,000 fans cheering them on. And Wardy is beginning to reel in Stanton. There goes Stanton, and here comes Ward. The final lap. Look at the distance Ward has made up. He is right on the back wheel of Stanton, and the crowd cheering him on. Unbelievable. Jeff Ward, number 3, trying to go after Stanton, number 1. He knows he's got to get in front of him, but then he knows somebody else has got to pass Stanton if he's got a chance to take the national championship. Jeff Stanton, number 1, in front. Unbelievable. Look at this. The brakes he has received today. Wardy goes down for no reason whatsoever, and Stanton goes by him like a snake oil salesman in the night and is heading for the checkered flag, and Ward is right behind him. Look at this. Look at this. The battle between Stanton and Ward. But it's the final lap. Stanton, Ward. Ward stalking Stanton, trying to look for a way to get by him. And Stanton is blocking beautifully. Ward has made up about a 10-second deficit going into the final few yards of this last lap of the first 250 moto. But does Ward have enough time? He goes to the inside, Stanton on the outside. The checkered flag coming out. Wardy wants this one. He wants to meet Stanton. Stanton goes to the inside. Wardy makes a mistake. Goes way wide, trying to slingshot around Stanton. The checkered flag coming out. Stanton sticks his finger in the air and says, I am number 1. And the crowd is cheering him on. Stanton wins the first moto. Wardy takes second. And he is unhappy. Jeff Ward. Bradshaw fights his way to third, LaRocco fourth, and Johnny O'Mara fifth. And we'll be back with more exciting action from Troy, Ohio in just a moment. And let's talk with Guy Cooper now.
In practice, there's 2 really fast guys going today, and that's Matasevich and Kudrowski. And on press day on Friday, they were really fast too. So I think, you know, even if they mix up in there and get some points, if Bale's behind all 3 of us, that's fine. That'll be more points we can gain on him.
I don't know, maybe he's a little bit more confident now because he win couple moto. So yeah, maybe he ride a little bit more fast and I make some mistakes. So I hope to win today for put everything like it was before.
2 different types of riders, 2 different sentiments totally. Cooper says watch out for Matasevich and Kudrowski, and Bale says I just want to win and hold on to the lead. So here we go. Bale and Cooper battling it out in the second and final 125 moto. They line up right next to each other on the line. And we are set to go. Troy, Ohio, the Boyson Racing Scott Dunlop Wazoo Radio National Championship. Round 7. The 125 National Championship on the line now. The second moto, and here we go. Down that long straightaway, there is Cooper in the middle of the fray. But it is a Kawasaki in front. They go into the sweeping left-hander, and now it looks like Jeff Emig, number 36 on the Kawasaki of Grand Terrace, California. That's a Pro-Am rider. He is a Pro-Am rider signed by Roy Turner last year for Team Kawasaki, a teenager. Emig in front. Yes, it is Emig moving out in front early in the moto. And who is following him? Well, it looks like Buddy Antonez of Ontario, California on the Suzuki, the Pro-Am rider of the Suzuki. There is Bale, who's running about 5th or 6th at this spot, and Cooper is behind him. 30 minutes plus 2 laps, the second 125 moto. Power Sports Video bringing you exciting motocross action. Yes, Antonez, number 60, is running in second. And number 20, Matasevich, the Chechen man, running in third. Jeff Emig, who is a teenager from Grand Terrace, California. I don't even know where that is. On the factory Kawasaki, the KX 125 in front. Antonez, who like Emig, has never won a moto, in second. Then Matasevich, who has, in third. Now they change, and Kudrowski goes into fourth, Bale into fifth, but there is a swapping around up in front. And there's Cooper running about 7th at this point. Guy Cooper, who is 9 points behind Bale going into today's race. Some changing going around. Let's watch them as they come by. Emig, number 36 was leading. Antonez was in second. That has changed, ladies and gentlemen. That is Emig. And that is Matasevich in second. And there is Antonez running about 4th. And Bale is in 5th. And Talon Volan behind him. And then there's Cooper. Cooper is unofficially 8th at this point. So the battle between Bale and Cooper is not yet shaping up in this second and final 125 moto. Instead, it is this young man, Matasevich, followed by Kudrowski, followed by Bale. Oh! Check your program. The players are changing around. Well, Cooper said earlier, the fast guys today are Matasevich and Kudrowski. And there's Cooper running behind Talon Volan, number 80. And he's got to move up if he's going to do battle with Bale and try to pick up those very important points for the national championship. Number 20 just went by our camera a moment ago. That's Matasevich, and that's number 1, Kudrowski, in second, and then Bale, the Frenchman, sitting in third. The race is on. The battle between Honda and Kawasaki and Suzuki, but Suzuki not yet a factor in this moto. It is Kawasaki, Honda, Honda. Matasevich and Kudrowski, former teammates and very close friends on the Kawasaki team, now finding themselves on Kawasaki and Honda, respectively. And there is Cooper still trying to move up. He's running about 5th spot now behind Volan. Your leader, number 20, the Chicken Man, the subject of a moto video just released recently. I'm no chicken, and he ain't. Let me tell you that. Matasevich got the nickname Chicken because he chased a chicken to death when he was 4 years old. There was a chicken at the next door neighbors, and somebody yelled at his young 4-year-old Matasevich, go chase it. And he did, and the chicken dropped dead of a heart attack. Hence the name the Chicken. But he is not a chicken. Matasevich in front, Kudrowski second, Bale, a very intelligent rider, third, and there goes Bale by. Kudrowski had some kind of a problem in the whoops, possibly got the transmission knocked out of gear, and Bale slipped by him. And so now it is Matasevich in front and Bale in second. And Kudrowski, number 1, is sitting in third. The heat may be a factor with Kedrowski there. He seemed to wobble a little bit going through the whoops, and suddenly he slowed appreciably, and Bale slipped by him. Matasevich extremely strong. About as tall as Bale. Here comes Bale. There's number 22 with Bale. There's a lapped rider between them. And there's Kedrowski now. Seems to get back on form. And he's back in third. And Cooper is still running about fifth behind Volan. Well, Kedrowski is making a play for Bale, his teammate on the Honda factory team. But they've got to catch this guy, and make no mistake about it, the Chicken Man is on the gas and riding a flawless race. Going for a $10,000 overall purse. The winner takes home about $880. The overall winner today. But more importantly, the points for the championship. This is 7 out of 13 rounds. This is round 7 here at Troy, Ohio. Larry Huffman on the microphone. Exciting motocross action. Young gladiators on steeds of steel on a hot and very muggy day at Troy, Central Ohio, July. And here is the young man who's leading, number 20, Jeff Matasevich. Now, Kedrowski has gone by Bale. Bale is about as tough to pass as the Israeli army, but he somehow let Kedrowski by, and Kedrowski now is going after Matasevich. Now, Bale's strategy might be to wait, and he's in front of Cooper, so he'll protect that lead, and he doesn't have to worry about being taken out by his teammate. And Kedrowski can be a little wild sometimes. He put Bale into the hay bales a couple of weeks ago at another national. So Bale is sitting in third spot, and watching behind him for Cooper, who is running at this point in fifth. Matasevich on the Kawasaki in front, Kedrowski on the Honda in second, and Bale on the Honda in third. And Kedrowski is reeling in Matasevich. Here they are, right there, through the trees here in Troy, Ohio. Mike Kedrowski, 21 years old, born and raised in Canyon Country, California, in the outskirts of Los Angeles at the edge of the Mojave Desert. And look at him come right up behind. The winning moments of this 125 moto, and Kedrowski goes to the inside. No, Matasevich slams the door right in his face as you're not going by. The crowd cheering him on. They are side by side in the air, 15 feet in the air. Kedrowski on the inside, Matasevich on the outside. Kawasaki versus Honda. Neither one of these riders are battling for the overall lead, though that honor goes to Bale and Cooper, running first and second respectively going into this round. Round 7 of the AMA National Motocross Championship 125 class. Now, Kedrowski goes by. Yes, no. He goes to the outside. Matasevich on the inside. Matasevich goes back in front for just a brief fleeting moment. Matasevich let Kedrowski by. But Jeff, the Chicken Man, is holding off Mike Kedrowski as they head for the checkered here at Troy, Ohio. A $10,000 overall purse in the 125 class alone. The dust becoming more and more of a factor here today. Kedrowski to the inside. Matasevich says, nope, you ain't going by. Bale is third, and Cooper has worked up to fourth. And there's the checkered flag. A tough battle for both of these young gladiators. Bale went by a moment ago, and here is Cooper in fourth. So Matasevich held off. Kedrowski did an incredible job. There he goes with his mechanic back to the pits. And they will go to the next round. Bale third, Guy Cooper fourth. A tough battle. Final 250 National Moto, and there is Ricky Johnson tending to his formerly broken wrist. What's the story?
It feels pretty good. Last year, this was it was one of the toughest tests for it. Was here because they have so many jumps, and they're not they don't have a lot of smooth landings. They're just big jumps with hard, flat landings. But I felt pretty good in practice. Making some changes on my bike, and I'm going to be doing some therapy on my hand between practice and in between motos. So I feel pretty good.
Well, I got to. I didn't want to ride that way at South Whip with my wrist and stuff. It was debatable whether I was even going to race or not. And I got some shots and everything and loosened it up to where I could hang on, but I just didn't have any strength. And this week on a hard packed track, I feel like I'm back at home, and I feel a lot better this week. And I got to win the motos. That's all there is to it. And I'm the only one that's been able to put back-to-back motos together, and I really need it today.
But what Jeff Ward did not say was he took a handlebar in the lower abdomen in that crash in the first moto. So he comes out again, and he's hurting. They've put ice packs on Ward's abdomen. There was number 8, Damon Bradshaw, on the Yamaha. And we're set to go. The second and final moto to determine the championship. Remember, Stanton has a 12-point lead over Ward going into this moto. And it's virtually impossible for Jeff Ward to take the National 250 title. Let's see what happens. Here we go. Down that long green straightaway, and it is Stanton in front on the Honda. Doug Duboc, number 7, went around on the outside, but it was Stanton in front. And let's see what happens. The first lap of 30 minutes plus 2 laps. Number 17, Larry Ward on the Suzuki, the Pro-Am Suzuki, moving up in second. There's Wardy, number 3, Jeff Ward, running in about 6th or 7th spot. Stanton in control. Look at the lead he's got early in the race. There's number 17. That's Larry Ward. Society Hill, South Carolina. 20 years old in second. Wait a minute. Stanton's got a problem into the hay bale, and there goes number 17, Ward, by. So here's a shocker. Larry Ward, 20 years old. Let's see what happened. Look at the replay. Stanton runs into a hay bale, slams the CR Honda into a hay bale, and that's it. He's trying to get out of it, and Ward goes by, and that's it for Stanton. Ward has taken the lead. Larry Ward, now that's very important you understand that. Larry Ward, no relationship to Jeff Ward, number 17 of Snohomish, Washington, is out in front. Now living in Everett, Washington, 20 years old. And he is on the gas in front with Stanton now coming up past a lap rider in second spot. And Bradshaw has crashed. Damon Bradshaw has crashed, and crashed hard. They're working on Bradshaw. They have called for a helicopter to evacuate Bradshaw. He's hurt. Team Yamaha's Damon Bradshaw, out of Charlotte, North Carolina, just turned 18. And they're calling for a helicopter to air-evac him to a hospital. So it is Larry Ward in front, number 17. Now living in Society Hill, South Carolina. Born in Everett, Washington. He's got 2 homes, actually. One in Snohomish, Washington, and Society Hill, South Carolina. Can't get much different than that. 2 opposite ends of the country. Stanton, I don't know what happened to Stanton. He suddenly found himself in an embarrassing situation with some hay bales and let Larry Ward go by. And so Larry Ward is out in front. Second and final moto. And here is Wardy now pushing Stanton. Jeff Ward pushing Stanton. I think if I were Stanton, I would let him by. I would not try to battle Wardy, because he has the championship virtually wrapped up. And you can bet that Dave Arnold, the Honda team manager, will be telling Stanton that if he doesn't remember it. Stanton number 1 in second, Wardy number 3 in third, and Wardy's trying to go by, and Stanton lets him. And that's an intelligent move by Jeff Stanton. He is no dummy. Wardy cannot win the championship as long as Stanton finishes respectively in this moto. So Wardy now is going after Larry Ward. Let's look back at the past when Ward passed Stanton. These guys will get physical. They can tangle it up and run into each other as long as it's not blatant. Woo! Stanton lands on that front wheel kind of hard. And Wardy, remember, he took a handlebar in the stomach, in the lower abdomen, in the first moto when he crashed. They put ice packs on it between motos, and Wardy is not 100%, but he is certainly going faster than Stanton at this point in the moto, ladies and gentlemen. Meanwhile, Larry Ward in front, number 17. And here comes Jeff in second. And Stanton in third. Larry Huffman on the microphone here at Troy, Ohio. In the Boyson Racing, Scott, USA Dunlop, Wazoo Radio 250 National Motocross, the final 250 moto of the year. Temperature in the approaching 90 degrees, high humidity, and the dust now coming up. Don't forget, motocross every Sunday night, 9:30 Eastern Time on Sports Channel. Now Ward is reeling in Larry Ward. Larry Ward, 20 years old, born in Everett, Washington, April 19, 1970. Whoa, whoa, whoa! He's getting a little crazy. The feet off the pegs, and Ward goes by him. Jeff goes by him on the inside. You can tell when a rider is being pressured, he starts making mistakes, and that's exactly what happened with young Larry Ward. The feet came flying off the foot pegs, and Ward went by him on the inside. So Jeff Ward is out in front, but the championship will not be his this year. He's won it before. He's held the national title before. Jeff Ward, 5'8". That might be stretching a little bit, no pun intended. He weighs 160 pounds, and he squats 350 pounds. He's got thighs of iron. A very physically fit rider. 29 years old, born in Glasgow, Scotland. Last year, he became the first rider in AMA history to win all 4 motocross championships by winning the '89 AMA 500cc National Championship. He won the Supercross title in 1985 and '87, the 250 Motocross Championship in '85, and 125 National Motocross Championship in 1984. And Jeff is a 6-time member of the Motocross to Nations team, including the 1989 championship winning team. White flag out at a rather anticlimactic race. The blue flag to warn the riders that they are about to be lapped, to move over and let them go by. So Jeff Ward is on his way to victory here today, but not the championship which he so desperately wanted. The crowd loves him, though. Wardy's not a flamboyant rider. He won't even wave to the fans unless he knows he's way out in front and he can do it without any danger of crashing. Jeff Ward wins the battle, but Stanton wins the war, and Larry Ward gets second in this second moto, at least at this point. Jeff Ward on his way to victory here at Troy, Ohio, but as we said, not winning the national championship, which is what he wanted to do. There he is, waving to the fans. He'll take his hand off the bars and wave at him if he knows he's way out in front. There's no chance to crash or be passed. Final lap. The second and final 250 moto of the year here at Troy, Ohio, Central Ohio. And Jeff Ward takes the checkered flag, or just about to take the checkered flag, with Larry Ward sitting at a very respectable distance back in second spot. Wardy's cruising toward the checkered flag. And there it is, and Wardy takes it. And Larry Ward takes second, and Stanton comes across the line, notching his second national 250 championship. A nice finish for Jeff Stanton. Didn't take the battle, but he won the war. LaRocco is fourth, and Johnny O'Mara's fifth. So let's go to the pits now, the Honda pits, and find out how Jeff Stanton feels.
250 championship.
Feels great. Winning them back-to-back, winning 2 this year. Just looking forward to adding on one more, the 500. It's not going to be easy, but kind of feel that I'm on the underdog in that because Wardy's going to be carrying that #1 plate. So looking forward to the 500s now. I want to win 3 in a row bad.
How important is it for you to win the 500?
It's important. Nobody's ever won all 3 championships in 1 year, and it'd be a hell of a task, and I think I'm ready for it.
So we look back at the 125 championship. Bale wins overall today. Matasevich second. But remember, there are still 6 rounds to go. The final in the 250 class, Jeff Ward wins today. Stanton is second, but wins the championship. Larry Ward is third. The 125 season point standings going into round number 8. Bale is in the lead, but 14 points back. Guy Cooper. Bale extended his lead ever so slightly with the win today. The final of the 250 class, Jeff Stanton, Jeff Ward, 7 points behind Larocco, Bradshaw, and Johnny O making the top 5. So the crowd saw an incredible race today. The 125 class, Bale still is out in front and very, very tough to beat. And Stanton showed why he is taking the number 1 plate in the 250 class for the 2nd year in a row. And now it's on to the 500s with the 125 class coming up, continuing on for the next round. So for Power Sports, I'm Larry Huffman. Thanks for joining us.